not believe it.
Hey, let me show you this. I don't know if you can see it. Not him. Anyway, it was about a man on Facebook that I tend to watch a lot, and he was talking about a Nigerian gentleman, and he was talking about the futility of living abroad and the lies we tell ourselves, or our families tell, or the people that live in the diaspora tell their family, or the kind of image they paint about living abroad. And I will try and get his name. I'll try and put his name in the link below. I always loved watching his videos because he's extremely honest and open about the realities of life. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents. Um, I remember I'll go back down memory lane. I remember very well when I was younger and when my parents moved back from the UK to live in Nigeria. And we were placed in a boarding school, which is a missionary boarding school. So it's a school run by white missionaries, mostly from Ireland. A lot of people might remember the name Sister Mary Una, Sister Felicity, Father Macahil. All these people are um, um, figures from my past. And the school we went to at that time was placed in a leafy part of my father's hometown, and lovely environment. And I remember even as young as that, as young as 7, 8, 9, my parents used to beating me. You are British, you should be proud to be British, it's your legacy. And I carried that mantle for decades. I was proud of my Britishness. I carried it like I felt it, I lived it. And I'm not going to lie, I used to think I was better than. So my whole being, the map of my existence surrounded my Britishness. And because that's how when you are brought up, that's what you think. You follow the paradigms of your parents or your carer. I remember this famous author, Stephen Covey, who wrote the Habits of Seven Effective People. And one of the things that I learned from listening to his audiobook, which really changed my mindset when I set on this journey to become public on social media, was that you as a person, when you sit somewhere or when you're doing something in life, you believe that what you are doing is because it's what you wanted. You really understand the impact your childhood experiences, figure of authorities have on you, and um, how they create the person, the adult you are. And he's very right. And one of the first things, and I listened to this audiobook about 4 or 5 years ago, this book by Stephen Covey, and he said the best way to know who you really are is to change your paradigm, change your way of thinking. So, for example, let me just try and figure out two. In most African cultures or Nigerian cultures, you have to be a lawyer, a doctor, or even maybe an architect. That those careers hold a specific respect, you know. And that's what I worked towards. My father, may his soul rest in peace, was always wanted me to get a doctorate. He drummed it in me, and those were the paradigms through which I lived my existence. And that has been my downfall, because I was living the dreams of my parents, and wasn't me that wasn't me from childhood. my childhood was trauma based, and that in itself affected me psychologically, physiologically, biologically, the way I react. So that's another story. But what I'm trying to talk about is that the perception that when somebody comes to live in what is termed the diaspora, that uh, life is better than it is in Nigeria, or in what is perceived as, I'm saying this lightly, third world countries. Because I don't believe there's an advanced country or a third world country. I mean, when you live in it, you know what is third world or advanced. And this this lie has to be broken. It has to be broken. The limitations of the individual within a foreign environment has to be understood by those that are left at home. I remember when I came back to live in England, I had this high. If you look at my previous videos, I was talking about when I arrived at Heathrow Airport, and the dogs were let out to sniff us, and I was flabbergasted. I'm British. You can't do that to me. You know, the impact viscerally on the body was devastating. Because I felt I'm British. This is what I've always been told by my parents. This is what I've always lived as, and had wanted to, you know, ascend to be the British that I am. But as this man, I'll try and put his name in the video. He's on YouTube. Uncle Roddy. Uncle Roddy, that's his name. Uncle Roddy. Uncle Roddy or Robbie on YouTube. He does these short videos. And that was, that mindset, I had to remove it. I had to remove it from my belief system. I had to remove the Africanness. I had to remove the Nigerianness. I had to remove the Britishness. I had to go back into myself and say, who am I? Who am I? How can I be of any use to anybody if I don't even know who I am? And that's what this Uncle Roddy's video brought welled up in me today. You know, when you leave people back home, they say to you, "Oh, can you give us this? Can you send us this money?" You might send £20, and the people back home be sniffing at it. Oh, what is £20? If you listen to this Uncle Roddy's video, he's very honest. He was saying that he's nearly 60 years old and he doesn't have a dollar to his name. And that is the reality of many, many Africans, Nigerians, people that are living in the diaspora. But we all come out with a mask, like Jim Carrey portrays in The Mask. We all come up with a shield over our face. Many people are lying, stealing to survive in Britain, in the diaspora, in Italy, because it's not our place of being. But because we are living behind a shield, we can't progress beyond a certain level. We can't. And I just had to say this. It's not going to be a popular opinion with many people, but it has to be said. I mean, I'm British. I'm British. My passport. I've never had a Nigerian passport, but to my detriment or to my advantage, I don't know. I cannot say. Life has taken its toll. Things have happened. But what I'm trying to say, to create awareness about, is people back in homelands, in Nigeria, in Italy, in Romania, in Russia, who come to what is perceived as an advanced society. You have to know this. It is not that easy. It is not that easy. The toll on the people that leave home to come and live in a different country, to try and build a better life, to help those back home, lose so much of themselves. So this diatribe that I've given out today is because of the video that I listened to by Uncle Roddy. I felt it was a very powerful video, and it kind of like enclosed, most of my angst that I had inside. Why didn't am I not be able to? Some people survive by putting a shield up, by lying, or by hiding behind falsehoods. But we have, if we as a nation, let's just talk about, let me just talk about Nigerians or Black people. If we as a race want to move ahead, we have got to stop hiding behind these illusions of what should be, you know. Anyway, I'm just going to finish this off here. One of the things I'm thinking today about my childhood when I was at boarding school, and I remember, if you've done something wrong and the sisters want to punish you, they will tell you to take a bucket and go down in the convent, in the school compound. There's a well. You have to walk. One day I'll put up the video of the school. You have to, or a picture. You have to walk down a field and go and put, you know, get water from a well using a rope and a bucket. And I remember how I used to hate walking through that field, how I used to hate the sun beating down on my face. And the other day I was looking out of my window and said, if only I could just go back for 10 minutes, even 5, to experience the openness, the the joy of life that I didn't know was mine, you know. Um, it is something that needs to be told to the young ones. Please don't mask, don't look at other people and perceive that they are living a grand life. Most of them are living behind a facade. Like, I remember when I used to work in schools, and the students always wanted to be part of a particular niche or a particular gang, and I used to want to tell them that don't rush. Even for now, like, if you see young people following certain content creators because they have 10 millions of views, but these views are purchasable. You pay money and you have on your website 10 million views, you know. So we have to start wiping away the hypocrisy of life when you live abroad. It is not that easy. Anyway, I'm going on. So I just wanted to put that there. And that's my video for today. And I will say thank you to Uncle Roddy. And I hope to see you in my next video. Have a wonderful day.